Hi, it's Rachel back for another episode of Yarn Equals Joy. It is October 31st, Halloween, although in my part of the country it looks like everybody celebrated yesterday. At least the grown-ups were out in full force in costumes, and I was talking to my son today. He was talking about the fact that he and his wife had gone out to a Halloween party, and I realized and told him I've never really been someone who was that into Halloween, and if the world is divided between the people who prefer Thanksgiving and the people who prefer Halloween, I'm definitely on the Thanksgiving side of things. I like cooking and family and coziness and dressing up and all of that, especially for adults. It's never been my thing, although I certainly got into it when the kids were little. Anyway, happy Halloween if you're celebrating. If you have trick-or-treaters coming, I hope you have lots of candy ready and enjoy that. So this is actually episode 29. It seems like it should be the 30th somehow, but it's just in line with the Halloween-ish theme. But it is October 31st, episode 29. This is the Yarn Equals Joy podcast. I'm Rachel. For those of you who are coming back and have been here before, I'm so appreciative that you come back and check me out again. And for those of you who are new, I hope you see something you like or a project that inspires you or incites you to want to do something and you come back. So this is probably going to be on the shorter side, even though mine are always on the relatively short side. They're always under 30 minutes, but this might be even shorter because I really, like many of you, have been working primarily on one project, and that is the Stephen West Mystery Knit-Along Shawlography. This is my first mystery knit-along. This is my first Stephen West shawl. So I have a lot of thoughts about the process and what I've liked and what I've struggled a bit with. When I get ready to show what I have, I will absolutely give a warning so that there are no spoilers for those who don't want to be spoiled. But I kind of doubt that anybody is going to be spoiled by my progress because Clue 4 dropped Friday. Today is Sunday. And I am still working to finish up section Clue 2. Not section, whatever, but Clue 2. So, but first I want to show one other whip, and then I have an acquisition, and I actually have a redo of the giveaway from a few weeks ago or a month ago, and I will explain that as well. Okay, so on my last podcast last month, I showed the baby blanket I was working on that was the Habitation Throw by Helen Stewart, Curious Handmade. And I think I had made a mistake at that point. I had started going along a row, run out of yarn, done a magic knot, and then the magic knot came undone, and I tried to jigger it together, and then I even used a bit of like fabric fray check on it, and I thought, well, that'll get the booger stuck for good and it won't come undone. But I didn't feel, my heart was sort of not in it after that because it was going to be a baby gift, and I just didn't like the fact that there would be this little hard piece, even though, you know, you could hardly notice it, but it just bugged me. And then I made one other mistake, and I just threw the whole thing out. And I did not unpick it or unknit it because I had already woven in ends, and they're all minis anyway, and and I have a ton of stash and minis and yarn, and it just felt silly to spend the time doing that. So I'm going to show you where it is now. I've redone it. I haven't gotten terribly far, but I'm doing it a little differently this time, and I'm going to talk about that. So I kind of started and then figured out what I was going to do last time, and I really like it better this time when I'm kind of going in with my idea intact. So basically, I am doing white in between each of the colors now, and I'm going to do all blues, and then I've just started, it doesn't look really purple, there it is. I've just started with a little purple section, and then I'm going to do all the purples and then all the pinks, and then I'm going to do oranges, and then I'm going to end with yellow, I think. And so it's kind of a rainbow blanket. The way I think this pattern works is that, or I know this pattern works, is that at a certain point, about when it's probably twice as wide as it is now, I will start decreasing and then it will go the other way. But I like this sort of more organized. It was a little random, and I started kind of the last minute thinking I was doing, you know, this rainbow thing, and then I was kind of just putting the white in wherever, and yeah, I just didn't totally love the way it was turning out, and then with the messes, I was just kind of like, I throw my hands up, I give up, and I started over, and I think I will be really happy with the way this looks. I think the white in between looks really cool. As you can see, there's no shortage of minis, and that's obviously not even all of it. So I think that's going to be a really cute baby blanket. But as I said, my knitting time has been swallowed up by the Stephen West Shawlography MCal. So let me talk a little bit about that, and I will give a warning before I show it. So basically, I knit a lot of gifts. I knit a lot of sort of rhythmic, repetitive patterns that are relatively mindless because my job takes a lot of brain space, as most of our jobs do. And when I come home, knitting is really my zen, calm time. And I really, really love it for that. Not to say that there isn't something satisfying about engaging my brain more with my knitting, and there really has been, and there is. And I will echo what everyone else has said. He is a genius when it comes to fiber and sticks. He manages to create patterns seemingly out of nowhere, and you know, you wonder, how did his mind ever think that you could do it that way? He breaks all the rules, but what makes it doable for me, because I'm a visual learner, is I look at all the videos. So when I look at the video, I look back at the pattern, I look at the video again if I have a question. It gives me confidence to try these kinds of crazy things because I can literally see his fingers doing what I will need to do. So that part of it has been satisfying to me, to know that all of these crazy things that I've looked at in other shawls that other people have done, and I've felt daunted and like, oh my God, how do people know how to do this? I too can do it. I just follow the video and look at the written instructions, and then it all kind of clicks for the most part. Luckily, my knit group, hello knit group if you're watching, have been doing it at the same time, and so I have kind of this built-in little cohort that I can reach out to if I have a question, which I have occasionally, and we have all used each other in that way, and that's been really, really cool. As you know, if you are doing this, section 3 includes a bit of brioche, or brioche, however you pronounce it, and I have only done it a few times, and kind of trepidatiously I have done it, but I've had to rip back because I haven't known how to fix it, and I've done it in things that were kind of like, if, not that they were scraps, I mean, one was a cowl, but if it needed to be scrapped, it wasn't precious. But I have already done a lot of work on this, and the thought of screwing something up and not being able to fix it or freaking out about it is too unpleasant for me. So I think when I get to that section, I will be taking the other option. I have not noticed a lot of people posting that they have taken the other option, so I feel kind of bad. I haven't gotten there yet. When I do, I hope that I can find some that sort of show what it looks like more, but anyway, at this point, that's my thought, that that's what I'm going to do. So I'm still not ready to show it. I will in a minute, but I want to talk a little bit about color. Normally, I am a wild color girl. I love color. I love watching colors in contrast with one another, colors play with one another. I'm not afraid to wear color, generally speaking. However, I have found that there is something about the incredible variety of stitches, the proximity of one section and one color to another, the way the colors are playing with each other, and the sort of in-your-face nature, which I know is kind of his trademark thing, and it's what I love about it. At this point, I feel like maybe I would have liked my colors more if it was like the slip stravaganza from last time. I love that shawl. I probably should have just made that shawl. Now that I know that the instructions, the videos, I guess, are all available, I assume that you can access those at any time, I hope. But in this shawl, the colors that I chose, I am slightly worried will appear garish at the end, that it will be too much. So now I am going to show the shawl. So if you don't want to have it spoiled again, it is not even all of Clue 2. It's just most of Clue 2. So, well, first I'll show the colors. So I had this brown, which I guess is a Madeline Tosh, I think. Sorry if there's dog hair on that. This orange, which I think is connected, and I think is also a Mad Tosh. My sort of out of my wheelhouse colors, this deep kind of huntery green, and this bright bluish greenish, which I really like, although I'm not sure I like it in the shawl. And then finally my big pop, which is this pinky orangey kind of neon-y color, which I absolutely love. Okay, so now I am going to show, so if you don't want to see it, please look away. Okay, so sorry, lots of ends, and it's on a not huge needle, so I'm going to come up a little so you can see. So I've started the one sort of section, and as it turns out, it is the blue with the orange, which are not necessarily colors, okay, are probably not colors I would ever have put together, so I'm not sure about that. The baubles. Interestingly, my triangle section is super muted because it's the brown with the hunter green. The blue welts pop. I love the way the pink and orange, I just love pink and orange together, and I love the way they work in that sort of stripy section. The green loops are fine because they're kind of subtler. And then I assume when this all sort of, you know, is blocked and pulled out, that there will be, you know, some interest there. I don't know. I can't. So I guess my point is this. Normally, I am that person who's drawn to colors. I'm that person who likes high contrast. But if I had seen this in its entirety and seen all the options sort of played out, I would perhaps have been drawn to a more monochromatic. So all pinks with maybe a little orange, or all pinks with maybe a little red and a white. I'm pretty sure I would have been a lot happier with that. I don't know that I would ever do this shawl again, but if I chose even to do like the slip stravaganza, I might do it with a different kind of color palette than I really am usually thinking I would like. Like, I love the way these colors play together. I think they're all gorgeous colors. They're interesting together. There's contrast. They're colors that make me think of fall, which is my favorite season. You can't really see the blue, but I do love these colors. I'm just not sure that I don't want people to look at it and the first thing they think is clown or crazy, you know. I wanted something that looked like a work of art, and I'm okay with it being a little not conservative, because that's definitely me, but I don't want it to look garish. That's the word that really keeps jumping into my head. So we will see. I will get it done. I won't get it done in time, obviously. I will get it done. I've got it blocked. I actually bought a new hunter green turtleneck, which I wore for the first time this week, and I was thinking that would be stunning, you know, to have jeans and this kind of long tunicky turtleneck with that pulling up the green, but having all the colors. That would be gorgeous. So I know what I would wear it, could wear it with. And I think I would wear it, but I'm just thinking that if I had seen it, I might have gone for some sort of more all in the same kind of family with maybe a pop. So my thought is that I will probably not be someone who will be doing mystery knit-alongs, but I will definitely be someone who would try a Stephen West shawl, and I would probably try shawls that were either simpler or had been a mystery knit-along, because then I assume the videos would be available and I would feel really confident being able to try these funky stitches and funky textures and all of that. So that's kind of where my thinking is at the moment. Please comment below if you're doing the Shawlography, if you have similar or different thoughts. I would love to hear if you have thoughts about mine experience. Really just comment away, because it's so fun to interact in this way. I know I have a super small little following, but that's fine. It's just been really super fun to interact with people on the internet. So, interwebs, ever. Okay, so the thing that happened with the giveaway. So if you remember, well, let me do that last. I have one, sorry for the crinkling. These absolutely gorgeous skeins all came from Barnyard Knits. She had some sort of sale. I don't honestly remember if it was a birthday sale or something else. And there had been all these skeins that I had sort of eyed, and I just could not resist. So I'm going to try to tell you what they are. They're all on the fingering, sock fingering base, which is a 75 merino, 25 nylon. This one is called White Pumpkin at the end. The one next to it is called Berry Pickin'. This reddish one is called Ice Pop, which I love. That's probably my favorite. The one next to them, this one is called Carnival. This one is a one-of-a-kind without a name. This one is called, oh yeah, that one is really pretty. It's Mermaid Tails, and the last one is Electric Sky. So she tends to be a dyer who is more muted, and I clearly chose the ones that are kind of more fun and saturated, but I think they're absolutely gorgeous, and it was a fun treat to myself, and it was a really nice, nice to get the discount on the 7 skeins. That made it more doable. So really glad about that. Okay, so about the giveaway. Hold on, let me just grab that. Okay, so I was giving away these bulky, gorgeous, super, super fun, wintry skeins of Filatura de Crassa Malicioso, something like that, in the color 1, it looks like, or 0012, and they are Italian yarn. They are very, very pretty. They're 90 wool, 10 acrylic. They are very bulky. They would make a really fun cowl, a fun hat. You could definitely blend them with something else because they have all of these colors in them. It's really already very marled and very fun. So someone won. Let me see that I get this right. It was Lorraine Lockwood, and she was overseas, and it was going to be too expensive for me to send it, so I bought her a pattern that she chose on Ravelry. I was very happy to do that, and she was very gracious and understanding, so thank you so much. Thank you so much, Lorraine. But I have those still to give away, and I thought because today was Halloween, I would pull the most Halloween-y skein I could find out of my stash and have that as part of the giveaway too. So this is an absolutely glorious orange with golds and greens. It does not get more pumpkin-y than that. It's actually called Tutti Frutti. It's by Marigold Jen, the dyer. I don't know if she's still dyeing. It is a sock weight yarn that's 75 BFL and 25 nylon, and it just feels like it's going to make really beautiful, sturdy, fun socks. So if you would like all of these and maybe some tea or something else to sort of come wing its way to you, please put your name below and we will try the giveaway one more time again, hopefully on this side of the ocean, so I can keep the costs relatively sane. Okay, so that's a little over 20 minutes. I think that's all I've got. I'm so appreciative for people who've come back and keep watching. This is really a little fun thing for me to do with my knitting and a way to participate in the wider world of knitters and knitting that I'm so very, very fond of and so grateful for. So happy Halloween, happy fall, happy Shawlography if you're doing that. Comment below, like, get friends to subscribe so we can grow this a little. And also if you comment below, I will automatically enter you into the giveaway, and because we are so small, you have great odds of winning. So have a great day. Thanks for watching. Bye.